Me singing with Amy Lee was an amazing experience. First of all, it was so natural and organic the way it came about. As she ran out of the bus one day, and she told me that her favorite song on our record was "Break In," and she's like, I even know all the parts, and I'm like, she's like, I've been, singing it every day, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. The next day, she comes up and she says, I have this weird idea, and I hope you don't mind, but would you mind if I came up and sang with you on that song? And I'm like, of course. It was awesome. So we ended up doing that, and it was just it was such a great experience because we felt like, we talked about this later, but we thought it was extremely important for us to show unity and just be supportive of each other, because so many people always assume that, oh, just because you're on tour with another girl, oh, is there competition? Is it catty? And it just wasn't that way at all. It never is. We all kind of have to stick together. So yeah, it was an amazing experience, and her fans are amazing, and so gained quite a few of those as well. I don't, honestly, I don't think they've changed much, and that's just my opinion, but I feel like the basis of the rock show, like the heart of it, is always there. It's like people are still doing this, and people are still like doing the mosh pits. Like I believe that was kind of birthed in the late 80s, 90s, and then there's still crowd surfing. There's nothing too new as far as the activities of the crowd goes, and people still want autographs, which is funny to me because originally when people started giving autographs, it was because that was the only proof that they could get that they met somebody, but now it's still kind of like a novelty thing, and people still want autographs and they want to take your picture with somebody. So I think that the attitude and the music and the fashion statement of a band has definitely evolved over the years, but I think that the heart of the rock show is still always there, and I don't know if that will ever really change much. Maybe the surroundings will, and it'll evolve, but I think that will always remain. Oh, absolutely. I've done it a few times. I think that it's important for the audience to know that the band stands for something. I also think that it's important, I don't know, to be a part of something when you're at a rock show, or it's not just we're going to bang our head and have a good time, which most times that really is the basis for everything. But I don't know. I think it's good for the crowd and the band to feel this type of unity and this, like, we're all here for a reason. And I think that's what I like about certain rock shows that are hosts for benefits or something like that, because it's something that everybody can do together. And whether or not the subject is, getting somebody a new car, or whether it's for cancer, or whether it's for freeing someone who's been wrongfully put behind bars, I think that showing that supportiveness of each other and just the atmosphere of a rock show is about that. It's about we're able to be on this stage and with you, and we're able to sing these songs together, and for whatever reason, I think that people need that. I think that they need to feel like they're a part of something and that they stand for something. I do a lot of vocal warm-ups. I stretch. I've started doing a little bit of light aerobics, like exercise a little bit before we go on, just to get the blood moving and the stuff pumping. And then also my guys and I have like a secret handshake that we sometimes do. We started doing the secret handshake just because we wanted to make sure that we were all in the same room before we go on stage, because there have been some times where one of us is missing and we start the show and it's like, oh, where'd they? Don't forget your cue, So we do that stuff, and mainly I think that it's important for us personally to just be together before the show and just get all of our heads straight and make sure that we're all on the same page before we go out and do our stuff. It was awesome, actually, to play with my dad back in the day. There's something about, and I still feel this with my brother, but there's something about family and blood related, just being able to be on a stage together. You get to a certain point where you can predict the movements of either member, and like where RJ still gets a little unpredictable at times, but for the most part, I know when he's going to do something before he does it, and it's kind of neat. My dad's forte, he played bass with us, but I think that his main forte was just that he was such a supportive parent, and both of my parents have never been like the stage parents, like pushing us into the music business. The poor things, we actually dragged them into this, and instead of them running and screaming, they decided that they were going to be supportive. So I think they're both of their fortes. Oh, wow. Had so many. Hopefully we'll have more while we're over here, but wow, when we're off touring, there have been a couple. We always say yes to adventure, so if there's something to be done, there was, on our last tour, we actually went, we took a bunch of inner tubes and went riding down the river, which was like 3 miles into the next city, and decided that we were going to get off in the next city. And that was just an amazing experience because, there's a few dips in there. It was a little life-threatening, but nobody got hurt, and we got to hang out with each other all day, which sounds really weird because we hang out with each other every day anyway, but it's nice to me, like these are my best friends, so it's nice to just get out and do something you've never done before. So. Honestly, I don't agree with the seating being more money, or the front rows being more money. I have never agreed with that, only because I don't think it's fair. I think that everybody buys your ticket, and then I think everybody should pay one price for the ticket, unless it's VIP and you get to be backstage. Then I can understand, somebody wanting to spend more money on that. But it's a shame. I think that we're all in this thing together, and no matter where you come from, times are tough, and I think that the one thing is, this recreational, you're able to go out to a rock show, you saved up your money to get a ticket, and then to only be allowed like on the grass, and looking with binoculars, that's just not fair. I don't think it is. I understand certain venue areas wanting to, make more money on it. Again, times are tough, so they cut corners and do what they have to, but from an audience member standpoint, because I'm a huge fan of live music, and from a musician standpoint, I think that everybody should have their chance to be up front. I really want to. We used to do that when we were kids. We used to play like these 4-hour acoustic shows in bars, and it was fun, and it was just like an all-night event. And I hope that we'll be able to get to that point, and you never know. Like maybe after the next record, we'll have tons of material to work through, and also maybe owners will let us do that. A lot of times we go into venues and there's a curfew, so maybe when we're able to do the Bruce Springsteen level, we'll be able to do 4 hours straight. So I'd like to get to that point.